Hi, I'm Frankie Morettis, and today on my show we're making meatloaf. The first step to do is preheat the oven. We're going to preheat it at 375. Alright, well first let's start off with the ingredients. We're using a pound of chopped meat, 1 cup of breadcrumbs, a pinch of salt and pepper, half a cup of milk, some ketchup, mustard, A1 sauce, Worcestershire, a pinch of onion powder and garlic powder, and an egg. Alright, and remember, before doing any of this, adding any ingredients, remember to wash your hands. Alright, well the first step was to put the chopped meat, 1 pound, into the bowl. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of salt and a sprinkle of pepper into the bowl of chopped meat. And then we're going to have to add 1 cup of breadcrumbs. There's 1/2. And there's 2/2. Now remember to make sure you're getting this cleaned up a little bit. Then, we're going to cover that up. Put the used ingredients to the side over here. Now comes the egg. Put in 1 egg. Throw out the shell. And then, now comes the milk. Let's wash the cup out. And now, here comes the milk. Only going to pour 1/2 cup. Quarter cup. Let it sit in with all the other previous ingredients. Wash the cup back out. We're done with the milk. We can put that away. Alright, next, we're going to have to put a little bit of ketchup and mustard. Maybe we could use a little more. Then some mustard. Now comes the A1 sauce. Now we have to add our Worcestershire sauce, but not too much. Alright, we can put that to the side as well as the ketchup, mustard, and A1 sauce. Now it's time to add the onion powder. Now, after we've had all the ingredients, let's just put them back. Alright, the next step, after putting all the ingredients in, remember to wash your hands, is to mix all the ingredients up. Now, when you mix all the ingredients up, you have to make sure that it's all mixed into one. Until it all just looks one color. Okay, then after you have the finishing touch, which looks like this, all mixed into one, then you want to come back, wash your hands after everything you just touched. The next step is to put the unfinished meatloaf into a pan. But the first thing you want to do with the pan is spray it with some olive oil. And you want to get the pan all around. Next, you're going to take the chopped meat with all the ingredients and you're going to lay it out onto the pan. Next, you're going to pop it into the oven for a good 45 minutes. And you're done with the meatloaf. Alright, after around 26-27 minutes of the baking, here is the meatloaf. It is cooking nicely. Alright, our next step, since we're going to make some meatloaf with a side of pasta and we're going to make the gravy, of course, we have the pot of water. Right now we're trying to bring it to a boil. And then over here we're making the gravy. We have three packets of it. And we poured it in. We're going to wait for it to boil and then we're going to mix it up. Alright, now we're checking in at the 35-minute mark. The gravy is looking good, starting to get thick. Now we're adding the olive oil in so the pasta doesn't stick. Alright, our next step and one of the final ones is we're going to open up the bag of noodles and we're going to put it in to the boiling water. And we are going to add it in and let it sit in the boiling water for around 10 minutes, and we have the timer set down there, and we're good with that. Alright, so the timer just went off for the meatloaf, but let's just stir up the noodles for a little bit. Alright. Now, let's get our mitt. And then we'll pull this out. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take out the meatloaf. We're going to sit it on the side. Then we're going to take the ladle and pour some gravy over the meatloaf. And we're going to take the meatloaf, put it back in the oven, and we are going to let it sit for 5 minutes. And then, alright, it is time to now take the pasta and we're going to pour it into the strainer where it can be served from there. Whoa, gotta make sure you get all the pasta out. Alright, we're good enough. Put the pasta back on here, and now the pasta is ready to be served. Alright, now one of the last and final steps is we're going to take out the meatloaf after it just sat for 5 minutes with the gravy on it. And we are going to divide it evenly. And now we can take
Bring the plate there.
one plate and we can put loaf. Now we can bring it over here. Alright, now it's almost done. Just to finalize it, we can come over and put a little bit of gravy over the meatloaf. And if you want to, you can put gravy over the noodles as well.
Well,
And then, there you go. There is your dinner dish for two of meatloaf and pasta with a little bit of gravy on the top. I'm Frankie Morettis, and this is my meatloaf.
I'm James, and this is Frankie's Meatloaf, and it's amazing.
Meatloaf, I hope you enjoy it.
It's amazing.